my name is Kira Angione from LIIFE, a project with the Long Island International Film Expo, and we're here with filmmaker
Tony DeFranco.
Okay, Tony, can you tell us a little bit about the project that you have in our expo?
Sure. The name of the film is My Grandma's American Dream. It has a subtitle, From Italy to a New Life. And it's about a 40-minute documentary about the several million immigrants who came here from Italy in the period of between 1900 and 1914 or 15, which included my grandparents, all of my grandparents. So the movie is woven around the experience of mostly my grandmother, my mother's mother, whom I was close to and whom I loved quite a bit. So I'll keep going if you want, but if you want to ask...
Whatever you want to say.
Well, the movie is kind of her story, but it's a universal story because all of those people experience pretty much the same thing. Coming here without speaking the language, taking very low-paying jobs, finding mates, making families, raising children. Each of my grandmothers raised 6 children in very hard times. They were raising their children essentially during the Depression. And they all did a good job. They created a generation of educated, sensitive, intelligent, hardworking people, my parents' generation. And then that generation had this generation, and then this generation had the next, and then people like you. So that's what the movie's about. Using old family photographs, footage that was shot on 16mm cameras back in the 30s and 40s that nobody has but me, and archival footage that I was able to get and woven together to make a story, a nice story, not just informational documentary, but a real story.
So what made you want to tell this story? What was your inspiration?
I realized just in the last year or so that the generation that I grew up with, my grandparents' children, were all dying one by one. They're old. In fact, there's only one left now, and he's coming to see the movie tomorrow.
Oh, that's so exciting!
Yeah. My Uncle Tony's 95 years old. So, realizing that they were not going to be around, and that I had a lot of footage and photos that they had never seen of themselves as young people or children, and that I have the skills to do this, I thought I better do this. I better do this pretty quickly. And there is a little story to this if you want to know. Once the thing was done, there's a much longer version of this movie that was made just for the family. And once it was done, I said, well, now what am I going to do with this? So I invited all of them, 75 of them, my cousins, I have a lot of cousins, to a big family reunion. And they didn't know this, but at the heart of this event was going to be a screening of a movie about them. So it turned out to be a very good idea. It worked, it went over well. And out of that,
sounds like it would have been a really cool experience for your family and everything.
We had
to incorporate them into that.
Yeah, we had a great time. We were very close as a family, and I have 37 or 39 first cousins. So I have, and we're all close in age. So that was the long answer to your question about what made me want to do it. Where did it come from?
That's really cool. So it must be really cool for them to see it. Is it their first time seeing it, or have you been to any other festivals or anything like that?
This is a world premiere, and I have a few cousins coming, and no, they haven't seen it. This is going to be a first time.
So how did you hear about LIIFE?
I was in this festival twice before, with feature films. About 10 years ago, I was making narrative movies, feature movies, and I had 2 of them accepted here, and I had a very good time here. I always enjoy being here.
We do have a lot of fun.
Yeah. This is great to be back here again.
Do you have any other projects in the works? Anything else after this?
I have one more thing I should really tell you about. I just finished a feature-length documentary. It's completely different. I'm a dance instructor as well as other things, so I'm in the dance world. I learned about a group of disabled people in wheelchairs, who decided they want to be dancers, and they took ballroom dance lessons in wheelchairs, and they learned how to dance. And I'm not exaggerating or joking, this is a real art to do this in a wheelchair. So they learn. They're young people for the most part, and I thought it would be nice to make a documentary telling their story. So there's a new documentary called Roll Call, a dance story, and it's about this group of dancers and the work that they put in to prepare themselves to put on a big gala performance in a big theater with a large audience. That's just finished, and it's just entering the festival circuit. Now, it hasn't played anywhere yet.
It sounds like a really beautiful story.
I thought of it as inspiring. I'm not saying my movie's inspiring. I'm saying these people and their courage and their good humor and the way they handle life was inspiring to me. That's what made me want to make the movie. So, and really I think it's my best so far. Anyway.
Well, I think we'd all be excited to see it. We're all excited to see the film that you have in our expo as well. But on that note, thank you for talking with me. Thank you for being here, and I hope you're excited to screen your movie.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
I'm Kara Angione from Real Life, and that's it.